Hello, Papa here. So, yesterday I have to admit I got a bit over myself to produce the first video. I totally forgot the future aspect of Sasha. So I will do it right now. First of all, he sent me some questions after seeing the initial video part. Some of them were quite good. So he put the mine right here and unreachable, because in essence he's thought that if someone reaches and loots the mine tile, they would actually gain access to what is in the storage. However, this is not true. When a player raids the mine or an NPC, he can only get what you didn't pick up, but what's left on the ground. For that, even if he loots this tile, he can pick up the iron that lays here, but he has no access to food, storage, or whatever. Or in this case, if he loots this food tile, he will be able to pick up this amount of food. This is all it means. There is another function. If someone successfully loots your mine and gets out of the dungeon, he will have the dungeon surveyed. However, you can't help. At some point, there will be a successful raid on your dungeon. So what I would love to see for Sasha to improve his dungeon is actually a lot of bookcases right over here. Some here, and the library should get bigger. So let's say aim for at least 30 bookcases. That way your research will really start to get going. It's quite essential at this point. You have all the good tile upgrades, plus 50 tiles, that are just around the corner, but you need to reach them ASAP. So for this dungeon, as a designated research dungeon, we are already done. So let's switch back to the first dungeon. For your workshop, you should really put in all drafting tables around and all anvils. It really helps. And as I told you, remove the alchemist lab, and you could put it right here if you want and just use one tile. You could also just cut down some of these mining tiles. So, furthermore, he asked why I would recommend to go for a single orc over 3 orcs. For one, he needs population to get more thieves out, which you really need. While having all those level 1 thieves is nice, they don't really bring in back much resources. A level 1 thief brings 200 every 20 or so minutes. A level 40 thief brings in around 2,000 every 20 minutes, and you want 6 of them. Then you don't have a problem with primal earth, fire, ice, whatever. Furthermore, you will start looting ruby in the amounts of if you get lucky, you get 700 ruby out of one run. Or quicksilver or dense basalt. And as Sasha noticed, he's mining ruby at 24 per hour. This is literally nothing. With one lucky draw, you get a day's worth of complete ruby mining. So this is why I would go for the thief play. You have 4 thieves already, so just go with it. The locked cellars should be changed to storage shelves. Let's say at least 2 rows for now. And those, as I told you, you should cut it down to level 3 because you can't upgrade it to level 4 either way. You're still hundreds of thousands of research points away from the tech to do a mana spark. So remove those wards of banishment and put in those little cubes. With the 3.3 elemental confine full of these little stack cubes, you will have around now 9,000 storage. This is good. You can do with that. Yes, the part of the defense was already covered in the fire traps, and this is good. Ah yeah, the orc thing I can get a bit more into detail. While having 3 defenders sounds nice on paper, you have also 3 creatures you need to level. Because As an example, let's say you have the option between 1 level 100 orc or 3 level 30 orcs. The level 100 orc will simply be superior to all 3 of them, because not only are the low level orcs, they might just be nuked down very quickly and therefore cutting down your damage. The orc will push out his damage all the time until he dies. He will be much easier to heal, much easier to place right in the combat than 3 orcs. He could be in an attack, 1 level 30 orcs here, and those are here. So he's by himself tanking the wave. And this might be a problem for him, because he doesn't have that much health. So the level 100 orc right here is the full capacity. And he will do it. So this is why try to go for single strong units at the moment. Obviously they want to put in the succubus to prevent those mechanics. But at the moment it's better to have high level units over many medium level units. If you find you are training your thieves too slow, then keep the level 3 proving ground and go for less fire trap tiles. But you need to stack the proving ground at least with the full amount of those, I think it's called novice training equipment. Just pump it out. You could also reduce the amount of your dark elves, because seriously, on level 1 they don't do that much. If you have your fireball traps up and running, they are simply superior to everything you could bring that is even below level 30. So, and in case there's a big reprisal hit when you are sleeping and you have turned your creature defense on, you can say goodbye to your thieves, because they are very bad defenders. Their HP is their HP simply too low. So you can also go for a couple of turbo miners right here, because as I mentioned, the level 5 mine will have a lot of, let's say, useless tiles, because they won't store either crystal or iron. So go with that. And I see you have only 1 Javel case, which is bad, because I think you should lose out already if you go to sleep. The best amount of those cases is 3, or you can put in 4 if you have, it doesn't make a difference, but if you really produce them, you can steal them as well. Just go for 3. In your main and in your expansion, in literally every dungeon, because not harvesting gold and not having the right storage capacity to at least go to sleep without losing money is a waste of your vault. So, concluding this, we can now go to the research aspect. He has told me he went around and took every research that is less than 6,000 research points. By now you should really switch to get your primary focus on stone bindings and commands. And I mean literally all the way. So the first plus 50, the second plus 50. The only exception you should make is to get true silver ingots in order to upgrade your vault 1 level higher. This is most likely the most effective way. Of course, you could also go for some overlord things, like dense bazaar, deep ochre, and so on, to actually mine them or remote mine them. But, with your thieves, you have already access to those resources once they hit level 40 and can raid T2 Stillmans. So, you don't gain something new by investing those points. The tiles, however, there's no way around it, and you need them. With that being said, now my ambitions are cleared. You need everything, or let's say, you have everything you need for the at least next 2 weeks. Already only the bookcases are a problem, and you will find it difficult to keep them going. And I hope it helped you and all other beginners who are watching this. See you around.